Now, let's look at the second type of self-service that we can offer on our website, on our digital platforms, and this is what we would call self-selection. Now, self-selection is the process of helping a prospect, a potential customer, reach a decision, a conclusion, without necessarily having to talk to a salesperson. This might be them getting a recommendation. This might be allowing them to design something, again, without being forced to, in this case, maybe talk to a designer. That's the essence of self-selection. So I want to show you one of the best examples I've ever seen on this. Now, my oldest daughter came to me before she went to college, and she said, "Dad, I want to start a business," which I thought was pretty cool. She said, "I want to do a bridal makeup service." I'm like, "Sweet." She said, "But Dad, I don't know how to build a website. I know I'm going to need a website. I'm going to listen to your talks forever. And so what do you think I should do?" I said, "Well, why don't we go to Wix.com?" Now, Wix.com is a place where you can build a website without really knowing code. So she went to Wix.com and she opened up her laptop and I was looking over her shoulder. And what I'm about to show you is what I saw that day. And this was one of the best self-selection experiences I've ever seen. So she gets to the Wix.com website, and the first thing she sees after she clicks on Get Started is the entire screen is one sentence. It says to her, "We want your Wix experience to be perfect for your needs. Answer a few questions to help us get to know you better." Now, notice what you do not see. This is the entire web page. You see no navigation, no sidebar, no footer, no nothing. One sentence talking directly to Danielle. Danielle looks at this and she simply clicks on "Let's do it." She's pretty excited. Now, once she clicks on "Let's do it," then once again the screen changes and now you see one sentence and it simply says, "I want to create a site for blank." She has a choice, myself or a business. Now, this is quite interesting because what did they do? They changed from third person to first person. Why did they change to first person here? Why is it "I want to create a site for"? Because they want her to feel like she is in, that's the right keyword, control. They're giving her the keys of the kingdom. And so she clicks on myself. As soon as she clicks on myself, it adds a sentence. Pretty cool. Just pops right up on the screen. It should be a what type of site. She's able to choose a makeup site. And now it adds another sentence. Now, hopefully you're seeing this. Choose your own adventure. As she makes a decision, the adventure is starting to unfold. So then it says to her, "Danielle, how about we create a website for you right now?" And she's like, "Sweet, that sounds really cool. I get to see a website right now, Dad." I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this." So then it asks her another question. It says, "What specifically is the website for?" And she's able to give that specific answer. And ask another question. "Does your website need any of the following features?" And she's able to say, "Yeah, I want to do bookings and appointments." And then it says, "Danielle," this is powerful, "what is the name of your business?" Now, guess what Danielle doesn't have yet? Yeah, she ain't got a name yet. And they know if she puts in a name in this moment, suddenly it becomes, very real, more personalized. So she puts in a name. She looks back at me like, "Dad, look what I just did. This is so cool." So she keeps going. It says, "Hey, Danielle, what's the style that you want your website to look like?" She's able to choose the style. And then finally it says, "Okay, I'm going to build your homepage right now." We are literally like 7 minutes into the process here. Like 7 minutes ago, she's saying, "Hey, Dad, I want to start a business." Now, 7 minutes later, we're getting ready to look at the homepage of her business's website. Cool? Yeah, super cool. And then it shows it. Here it is. The first version of your website, Natural Beauty by Danielle. She looks at it, she smiles, she looks back at me, and she says, "Dad, credit card." And why did she say, "Dad, credit card"? Because in her mind, she already owned that website. Why? Because she had designed it. And this is what's possible. Hopefully, you're already starting to think, how could I apply this to my business? Well, it starts with a simple question. The question would have to do, of course, with your service or product, but the question is, what is the best blank for me? So let me give you an example for swimming pools. It might be, what is the best swimming pool shape and size for my backyard? And then I would ask the prospect, the visitor, a series of questions that at the end would allow me to make a recommendation of the shape or size that would fit his or her needs. It's the same thing I used to do in sales. But what we're doing now is we're replicating what was an in-person sales experience in a virtual way. Now, many of you are going to say, I don't like this. But what's the problem with that? The problem, as you might imagine, is it goes against the grain of what you would want as a buyer, as a customer, but also at the same time, what it's doing, it's resisting reality. We can't fight against the marketplace. We have to say, okay, I see this as a tremendous threat, and therefore we get left behind by those that are doing it. Someone else does it, now is the standard bearer of the industry. Or we say, okay, let's get in front of the curve. Let's get in front of what the buyers want, what I myself would want, and let's use this as an opportunity instead of a threat. That is what's possible. Now, there's different tools for this, but one tool that I would recommend highly to create a self-selection style tool, like you just saw where there's choice, an assessment tool, what have you. It's called Outgrow. Outgrow builds calculators as well. We're going to talk about those in a second. But you can check out their website, outgrow.co. Definitely a powerful company. And so just think of it all the times that you've been asked before, what would you recommend, okay, in the sales process? Can you take those? Can you recreate them? Can you put them on your website and make the recommendation? Imagine a day where the buyer comes to you, the prospect, the customer comes to you and says, I already know what I want. I did that thing on your website, and it tells me that I need this and this and this, and so I'm ready to rock and roll. I see it all the time, people telling me this, folks that are buying $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 swimming pools saying, I already know what I want, Marcus, because they've gone through this on our website. This is what's possible for any industry. And is anybody doing it yet in this one? No, not at all. This is the opportunity that we have.